on the roof of this. Nice
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing roofs this time of year. And leave that for the youngest guys, right?
I do. It's a
Yep.
free pitch.
Yeah.
I direct.
See? Leave it for the young guys.
How's watering the garden doing?
It's doing okay. I mean, it's a hose and they mowed and didn't seem to break the hose. I don't know how they didn't, but they didn't cut it.
That's luck.
I know. And this is just the first cutting.
All right, we're all here. We'll go ahead and get started.
No mic? Oh, sorry. Starting now instead of.
I have not heard from you. Let's do the July minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Any discussion or? Motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I could second that.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
I
I'll
Opposed?
abstain since I wasn't here.
Okay, Prospect Farm. The only thing I have, I will be contacting Rick Davis to invite, see if he would be willing again to mow the orchard and what his timing on that would be. I think we've typically done that late August, September, depending on his schedule.
Yeah, later the better.
Yeah.
I'm scheduled to go go up there tomorrow evening and meet Michael. He's already been up to the orchard, but I said I'd like to at least just do a walkthrough with him. So we're supposed to go up there around 4:30, 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Great.
And Jackson normally would do its mowing like October,
Yeah.
which will be the upper view shed and the trails.
Are they going to be doing any other maintenance up there this year, or?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Doesn't mean they won't. Things can change real quick. You get a heavy rainstorm or something, it'll change.
Great. Any other Prospect Farm?
I think I wasn't here, but I did get the tax appraised value for the Lions property.
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah, we
was-
discussed that last
Yeah.
time. So.
I think we still need to have somebody really sit down and have a serious conversation. I don't know if we've really had a serious conversation with him in the past, or, you know, another possibility is have somebody like Upper Saco Valley Land Trust or somebody approach him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much, you know, there's been recent legislation in New Hampshire that has opened up the ability to develop with conditions on Class 6 roads, but his property does not abut the Class 6 road.
It's not on a road.
Yeah. But obviously, if there was an attempt to do any kind of development up there, it would be catastrophic for the users of Prospect Farm.
Right. He can't connect through Valentine. It's Forest Service.
I think his only hope is if the federal government changes the regulations on national forest.
Yeah.
And starts selling off parcels, he can possibly, get a road right of way, but I think that's, no, I don't think it's a thing to hold on to as a business.
And I don't know, I mean, he may not,
Strategy.
he may not have any plans at all, so I don't wanna make it sound like he does or doesn't, but, they did in past. And I do think though that legally he does have access to log,
Oh, yeah.
even though he's landlocked. Which he has done in the recent past.
And you could still build, right? You just can't build. You could build yourself a camp.
Because if he wanted to walk in, he could.
How does he get the logs out?
Forest Service, right?
The state RSA, if I got this correct, and Dick, you may even be smarter about this than I, is if you have a landlocked parcel, you're still required to be able to have access to log, which is what he used when he logged last time, which is different than access to develop.
Access to develop is all about life safety.
Yeah.
Whether they can get a fire truck and an ambulance in there. If you have a residence, I guess there could be a whole lot of disclaimers that people would sign off on. I still don't think the right of way would hold up for a residence as it does for logging.
Yeah.
Right.
Although really smart lawyers can do almost anything.
I was surprised to see what the appraised value was this time around.
What was it?
190,
Yeah.
it's 100 acres.
I mean, I guess if land trust were approached, well, I guess that's getting way speculative. I guess 190 for 100 acres, like, I'm not sure exactly how much is in the land use.
It is non-current use.
He's not in
It's not current.
No, but
Just
just
in the fund.
how much money is in our land use fund?
Yeah,
That if that would be something that the town outright could acquire, or would require a partnership, and
I don't believe we have 190, we have maybe 100. It's roughly, I forget, because every time there is land taken out of current use, we get half and the town gets
Get half
half.
of 10%.
Yeah.
okay.
But if we move forward with the discussion, I believe we'd either have to have a partner or we'd have to do some fundraising in addition or ask the town, one of those three options. But the problem is, there's no sense in approaching potential donors or whatever if we don't even have somebody who wants to sell.
Right. Yeah.
My guess is you could raise the difference.
I think we could.
You got a pretty big user base there.
And I guess our desire to see that would just be to expand access or use through Prospect, or
I would see it as two things, Ben. Number one is it prevents any future issues. And number two is it does allow that, broader forest management up there, and it allows better recreational potential up there. So the recreational potential up there isn't theoretical, it's highly used. And periodically we may want to go in and do some forestry, and it just allows for a more comprehensive plan. Because when he cut last time, they hit that pretty hard on his property.
Mm-hmm.
which is not, I mean, that's not unusual, but those would be the reasons why to proceed ahead. I mean, it's just,
How long ago? That was,
I don't know that, yeah, it's a good
I
question.
mean, when I go through that parcel, you can, I'm just trying to put it through my head when,
Yeah.
is it 30 years ago?
Less than that, because it happened when I lived here, I know for certain.
And so the Conservation Commission has the ability to purchase property for conservation issues, so
Yep.
we could approach him on our own, not having to go through the select board.
I can't remember whether, if he says yes, whether we'd have to go to the select board for final approval or not. I'd have to check, but that is one of the
The
things.
select board really has to go to a town meeting.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not, well, if we ask for the town for money, there's no question we'd have to go to a town meeting.
I think you have to ask to acquire it any which way, even if you have all the money.
Yeah, it's written in the RSA, I just can't remember what it says.
well, I guess just in the moving forward, I guess the public public commenting process, that we would need to have a public or a commenting meeting, and that,
I think that would be appropriate, yeah.
but do we do that before or after he would be?
Well, it's, I mean,
There's no sense having a public meeting.
Yeah, right,
if
yeah,
it's not used to
right,
see
right.
it.
Or-
You do it after there was some kind of agreement,
Okay.
because then the agreement would be contingent on a time frame, 90 days or whatever. And it gives you time to do that public meeting to find out, is this something the town would like to acquire? Even though it's coming from our funds, you really need to deal with the town because basically it's their money. It's kind of our money, but, it's the town's money.
yeah, well, and the town acquires the responsibility in the end.
Right, and they're taking on more. So, be interesting though.
Yeah.
So I guess the simple question would be, if we just draft a letter, send it to him.
That's one way. I don't know, I mean, I know who he is, but I don't really know his personality very well. Outside of, I met with him a number of years ago to approach that, because the Ski Touring Foundation was also, what are you gonna do with this? I could get somebody who I know in the real estate market just to quietly approach him and ask him.
So I did look it up. It says with the approval of the governing body to acquire.
Yeah.
Okay, so at town meeting.
There's the answer.
And the conservation can't own property, so it'd be the town.
Yeah, we don't own Prospect Farm.
Right.
We oversee it, but we don't own it.
Right.
So if you wanted, I could touch bases with somebody in the real estate business that I know who knows him and just quietly sound him up.
Yeah,
He
you
says
don't
not in.
know if you don't ask.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be supportive of that,
Yeah.
so, just, I don't know, just settle it or just move it incrementally forward.
I would say move it incrementally because we have no idea what. If he says no, that's,
You get a letter of intent or something.
Right, he might say, well, $2.5 million.
Yeah, right, 350.
he says, last time we talked, he says, I'll think about it, was the answer.
Mm.
Wasn't a no, wasn't a yes, it was just, I'll think about it.
Okay.
Just think of it. 3 views for a quarter.
Yeah.
Where? Nowhere. Just think of it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anything else?
Laurel Hardy.
I don't have a
Is that like
quarter.
Laurel Hardy?
I haven't heard that one.
That was Black Ronell, who's a Conway gentleman who you could wring his jacket out and change, have enough oil to do an oil change on your That's how we got the black run out. His house, oh, yeah, no, never mind.
We all want to go home for dinner.
Great. All right, anything else on Prospect? Jackson Falls. I got a call from Jackson, or a very early morning call from Jackson Police Department asking about there was a report of graffiti on some of the rocks there. I haven't been able to find out where, but
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Nothing up, none in the upper,
I
'cause I'm up above the dam, I haven't seen anything.
I think it's by the kiosk.
Oh.
And one of the questions that they asked when they're filling out their report is that the Wildcat has the federal designation, but are there any other additional historical designations on that site?
Not that I know of.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It would have popped up when it was nominated for Wild and Scenic, I think, if there was, and I don't know of any since then.
What, the historic grist mill site? I thought there used to be some.
Well, you have the historic district at the bottom of the falls,
Mhm.
The
Okay.
house.
which does exist.
The house is
Yeah.
the old grist mill.
And now we have the historic value of the trusses on the bridge.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so those
I was
that
critical,
was-
but that really looks nice. They did
Yeah,
a
they
nice
do.
job.
Right.
They did a nice
I
job.
wasn't a fan,
Yeah.
but.
Did you see the plaques on either end?
Yes,
The 1905 Board of Selectmen and the 2025,
yeah,
that was pretty
yeah.
cool.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Or I missed it.
They're on either end.
Okay. And
Because they're trying to throw the book at them if they can.
one other item at Jackson Falls is, the other day I went up, if you remember during the bridge construction where the fire hydrant is on the fire pond, the fire pond is on Jackson Ski Touring Foundation's land, but the town has the easement to that fire pond. There's a number of folks now using that as parking for the falls. There was about 6 or 7 cars all trying to figure out how to park there.
Doesn't it say no parking?
It just says fire lane, I believe is what it says. I don't believe it says no parking up there. Jackson Ski Touring will probably be talking with the fire chief about storing some of its equipment out of the way the same way as but they're gonna talk with the fire department before they try to do anything, even though it's the Ski Touring Foundation's land. But it would be in the same zone where, when they were doing the bridge, the construction company parked their rigs in that same area and still left the access to the,
Hydrant?
yeah, but there is a chunk of parking that is happening there now
They have a
periodically.
hydrant there? Because before
Yeah.
I've seen them actually put their hose in the pond and just suck it
No,
up.
there's a hydrant there. I think most of the fire ponds have a hydrant into them.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of them, but a number of them do.
Well, that would make sense.
Cameron Drive does not. I don't know if the Whitney's one does or doesn't.
Oh,
I thought we said it does not.
Whitney's does not.
I don't know.
I
if
didn't
it
think
does.
so.
No, it does not, because we were gonna.
But that fire pond room almost
Measure
certainly
the height
does.
based on.
I'm sorry, the Cameron Drive does have a hydrant.
Right.
I
That's
missed
right,
that.
hydrant,
Yeah,
Yeah, Whitney's does not.
And Davis's pond has a hydrant.
which is the Davis's pond?
Just past Black Mountain Road, going uphill, where they have their sign for Harry.
Okay. You mean on Dundee, just off?
Yeah, going
Oh,
up.
okay,
up
on Rick
Dundee.
Davis's property.
Yes.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
It might be all weeds by now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice crop of cattails in there.
Yeah.
The one on Cameron Drive is getting invaded by cattails.
Yeah,
They'll take over.
yeah.
What is that invasion? They're native.
Periodically they'll go in and dredge it.
Now, that's not a fire pond at the, well, spending more time to pose that question, but is the other Jackson Ski Tour property off of Green Hill Road, down off of Hemlock,
Yep, yep,
fire pond?
No.
No,
I don't think that's on Jackson Ski Touring's property. I'd have to
that's
look.
just on the
I
outside.
believe it's owned by the budding landowner.
Yeah,
And
yes, I think
boy,
you're
if
right.
that was a fire pond, God help them getting the fire truck out of
Yeah,
there.
that's what I've always,
I think that pond may have been made when they were just digging fill out and then it filled in. Is
mhm.
what it looks like, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's an interesting set of eskers and,
I not been down to see the plantings.
They're
last-
doing well.
they look good.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of your stakes has been pulled up, oddly enough. The one to the left of the big tree.
Okay.
For some reason, I tried to shove it back in, but there must be a root there or something. So somebody must have run into it and tried to put it back. But your stakes are holding up quite well otherwise.
Great.
They all look pretty good. I mean, it's nice, the rain we've been having.
It's a major drought right now.
But I haven't watered since we put them in
Yeah.
practically because we kept getting periods of rain. Yeah, good rain,
Yeah,
until
everything
now.
looked like he was alive.
Everything's doing,
Yeah, it looked good.
it's doing well. Especially the lower one because it's a little lower and it's not in full sun. So that one's in good condition.
I think we still have a little bit of wood chips left, don't we?
We do. So that was one of the other things where I haven't gotten any follow up with Julie about the certificate of insurance listing ski touring. So I don't want to
Yeah.
open access up to that.
And Jackson may already be on it with Prospect Farm, I don't know, but that was the only condition the board from Jackson Ski Touring wanted, is we don't want to be liable if we let the town use it.
Well, I'll follow up with that with Julie. I would like to get in there in the next couple of weeks to finish spreading the rest of those out, just so we can have that opened up now. So make a note of that.
Yeah, and the Ski Touring Foundation is still trying to figure out what they're gonna do with that, if they wanna do anything with it, with that property. It's kind of an oddball, to say the least.
Well, they could convey it, I suppose. Although the town only has an easement there, I think.
I don't think that, the town has an easement on that property for bridge construction. It does not have it for the use for Jackson Falls, is my understanding.
But I mean, the whole portion on that side of the falls, does the town own it or is it an easement?
Town owns the properties that were conveyed, the properties which the public is using, we've been putting the chips, was conveyed to the town by the
Mounds.
the condo association on the other side. See if I can get this right. But that when they conveyed it, they also retained the right for their guests and others to always be able to access and use it. And then I think we've always tried to figure out at the bottom of the falls, the who, what, where, when, but I think most of us have concluded that it's owned by
Wentworth.
Wentworth.
Yeah.
So Jackson Ski Touring could just convey that sliver to,
They just haven't decided, I mean, they just realized that they owned it, now they're trying to figure out what to do with
Right.
it, so, yes, that is
Okay.
possible.
that would make sense.
The only other thing I had for that was just researching bike rack options, and I found something like that I think would be a little bit more low profile, and because it was getting into would something need to be permanently mounted, that seems a little bit more functional and that would fit lots of different size bikes rather than the ones with slots for wheels,
Mm-hmm.
which all the ones that I found seem pretty poorly made. Like they weren't welded, they were assembled with
Yeah.
bolts, and I was like, that's gonna rust.
Loosen up. So I reached out to a friend who's a machinist welder as well. He couldn't do it for the price that we initially talked about.
So I was thinking something like, in that U-shaped design, but then we get into, does it need to be permanently anchored there, or can it be mounted in a way that could be moved, or,
If I mount to like a rough sawn hemlock or 2x10 or something, or
If it can be moved, the chances are it'll walk away.
yeah, but you could make it so it's
I mean,
movable.
pin it to the ground, but
Right, but not.
This one is movable to the library, isn't it?
Mm,
Mm-hmm, we moved it, it's
Yeah.
heavy. Lisa and I moved it, or Meredith and I moved it.
And of course, the other option is to approach Kennett High School as a school project. Obviously, that would mean you wouldn't be ready till next year, but if they were willing to do it, that would be the delay. But that's, they do those kind of projects.
mhm.
Yeah, especially if we paid the materials
Right,
and just
right,
had
yeah.
them put it together. It'd be worth an ask.
is Stephen Weeder still involved with that trade program, or who's?
You'd want to go to the,
Yeah, I just know the shop teacher there. I'll give you a minute, it'll come to me.
Okay.
Paul Kale.
Okay.
It looks like it's, it's probably closer to $800 for, I don't know what you saw for, I didn't see the prices there, but when I looked up a few.
I mean, for one that fits 7, like $500 in that ballpark. In that range, and that was the sort of more traditional kind of A-frame looking. I also was looking at like the one that they have out in front of Ski the Whites, where it's an A-frame with a bar, and you just hook your saddle over it, which is a lot cleaner looking, and you can fit more on there,
Mhm.
which would be a simpler welding project, but
You hook your saddle over it, that's kind of cool.
yeah, so
Knows your saddle just rests on.
yeah. If
put
you're
a little kid's bike up there.
yeah, yeah, just
Well, I know e-bikes too, and some of those e-bikes weigh
Yeah.
50 pounds. I don't think most people could even lift the front of
Right.
their bike up.
yeah. Okay, well, I'll contact Kenneth and see if
The U
I
ones,
think a good number of the users potentially could be e-bike users.
yeah, the
particularly
U
back
ones
in-
are effective. I mean,
Yeah.
they do.
I don't think I'm not thinking that as a security device. It's just
Right.
a functional place to put it
Right, rather than laying it on the ground or
in the
leaning
bushes.
against the post.
Yeah, yeah. So okay. Anything else for Jackson?
With a 2-hour parking sign.
Yeah. Anything else on Jackson Falls?
Are you doing the water testing stuff?
Yes.
How's that going?
I haven't done the bacteria,
Mm-hmm.
but water testing is going fine. And I still fighting with the pH meter, but it's 50% of the time it calibrates properly, so it's not perfect, but still doing it.
The changes that the Trump administration and EPA are making right now, you could see the acidity go up big time.
You could see it go up.
Huh?
What could you see go up?
Acidity.
No.
pH down, acidity up.
Just from airborne.
Yep. They're rolling back a lot of that's under public review right now, but it's just a crazy mercury, everything else. Withdrawing all those regs.
There's I mean, I guess there is good historical records of what it was and what it's been, and
Quick
the-
summary
in
is-
the region.
60s into the 90s, pH, acidity was becoming a serious issue across the Northeast. No ifs, ands, or buts. And then the Clean Air Act amendments kicked in, which that was the cap and trade with sulfur and so forth. And much of that acidity was coming from coal burning. Probably the only blessing out there right now is natural gas is out competing coal big time on the market, as would wind and the rest. But Trump is hell bent on bringing coal back
Yeah.
and then reducing the SO2 emissions, which gets converted to sulfate, which is your sulfuric acid. And it's also coal burning is the primary source of a lot of the mercury we see here. Gets volatilized out of the coal and lands up here. We're in the end of the pipe for that crap.
Yeah, right, this is where it goes.
And
Receiving end.
for the very reasons you have trouble with the pH meter is there's no buffering capacity in this geology here, so it becomes a serious issue real quick. You can dump a lot in the Midwest where there's a lot of limestone, it'll neutralize it. But
So you're saying you're getting it atomized or in the air and then it comes up here on the wind?
mercury.
In the coal?
Yeah.
In the coal? So we're getting we're getting the smoke from the fires?
Sulfur when they burn coal, it emits sulfur dioxide, which gets converted to sulfate in the atmosphere, which comes to sulfate when you attach a hydrogen onto it, becomes sulfuric acid.
And that's coming up in the wind?
And we get it from like Ohio,
Well,
Pennsylvania.
The solution was dilution, so they built these great big tall smokestacks at the coal-fired plant, so it kicks it up high in the atmosphere, gets above the planetary boundary layer, and it moves and gets deposited here when it rains. And you get it as dry deposition as well. We we had a 30-year record, it's still ongoing, but you know, the input in changes in acidity on Mount Washington, both precip and cloud chemistry.
So it went down to?
It was high, and then after the Clean Air Act amendments kicked in a couple of years later, once it really kicked in, acidity came way down.
Yeah, don't really hear much about acid rain anymore.
No.
Acid rain used to be a big conversation.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Well, it mobilizes aluminum and does all kinds of crazy things.
It's sad when we know what to do. Yeah, we know it works.
Yeah, history repeats itself if you.
Yeah. Well,
That's why I only live for 100 years.
still check. Have you spoken with Ellen about Grays at all?
I have not been in contact with Ellen on that. I think Mike has.
I'm just wondering if you
No.
had anything else. Okay, I don't have anything else for that. Anything for Grays? Okay. Community garden.
The only thing with Gray's Inn, and I guess it's here, is I did meet with Jim Ennis on the Missouri Brook, which actually drained the Gray's Inn property
Mhm.
on the erosion problem up there. We had a good meeting in the field, but we haven't heard boo back from them yet. I think they're still trying to figure out.
That's on the slope.
It's on, well, if you're skiing up the Ellis, go past Coco Cabana and then the first bridge.
Mhm.
And if you look down on that, it's, well, and I think I sent some of the pictures around here. It's a serious issue. Unfortunately, I think, and when I went out with Jim, I also had another engineer who I knew was on the board for Jackson Ski Touring and looked at it. And most likely, the only way you could deal with that is rock gibbons.
What are those? Say that again?
Well, essentially, you know, the wire baskets with rock in it. It's hardening in a way you don't like to do it on a stream, but you can't put stumps in there. I mean, that's the preferred thing, is to put in root wads and stumps, but with that slope and the erodible soils there, that's just it's a technique that just won't work there.
Mhm.
It's the desired technique, but some things just don't work in those kinds of scenarios, and that's one that we're not. There's no way you could get the root wads embedded in that and make them stay.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're waiting, I mean, because the Forest Service is the landowner, has to kind of say A and A as to, and to some extent, I think it's their responsibility. It's their stuff that's coming down. But you can see the trees and stuff out at
Oh,
the
yeah.
junction here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those trees in that steep slope that's eroding.
Yeah.
They're all gonna end up in this floodplain right over.
Yeah.
Garden,
All good,
all good?
except nobody does succession planting. Just realized that.
Hmm?
People put their stuff in the beginning of the summer, and it's like,
That was the one planting?
that's like it. I keep going back and sticking more stuff in. I have to keep an eye on.
So you gotta
Yeah.
keep it all coming all year.
Maybe that's what they like.
I do too.
Yeah. What, you do one and done, or you like
No,
succession?
no, not succession.
Mm.
There was, I only read about it in the select board minutes, but Black said that they were going to issue the town an invoice for the work that was done on the fire pond. So we'll see what happens with that. That was an interesting tactic.
Now that's going backwards, because
Yeah.
the fire department was saying that they volunteered that work for the fire department.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
Yeah.
Well,
So now-
That was like their green light of how to make it look okay.
So now they're gonna charge us, or charge the fire department, because that's who said they could do that work.
Yep.
That's gonna be an interesting fight.
I believe it had to do with some other issues that were happening.
Oh,
Yeah,
our
that's
friends at Black Mountain
An eye for an
are
eye.
unhappy with the town?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So, well,
Just seems like another reason for restraint on the fire department's ability to authorize some things.
You don't say.
Mm.
yeah, so that's, we'll see where that shakes out.
Mm.
I had a chuckle about that.
Any, well, I guess that's new business. Any new business in regards to where that's going? State, we sent that, did that letter go out?
I'll follow up with Barbara that I believe I think they discussed that letter at the last select board meeting, and that's where he said that he was going to invoice the town for the work that was done to maintain our fire pond.
You mean there's no making pond?
Yes. It's not our fire pond either, so that was the thing where when Jay said, "Well, I can take water from anywhere." I'm like, "Well,
Yes, you can,
so
but it doesn't make it a fire pond.
yeah, so anyways, continues to produce amusement." Don't have anything else. There was one thing that I received, or Pam was contacted by someone about the mess that was left from the fireworks, and the person who contacted me I referred him to the chamber. And I just think that next time the funding comes up at town meeting, I would just like to say we would invite the chamber to clean up their mess, because this happens every year before it gets all mowed in and spread around. So,
That's debris from fireworks?
yes. And that was it.
It was a nice show.
It was. That is all I have. Does anyone else have any other business?
Nothing on the community forest?
No. Or nothing has come up since the last meeting. So.
When is the next meeting? I know Ian sent the meeting minutes out, I forgot,
I don't.
because I missed the last one. I can look it up, Ben, you don't need to.
It's not even in that email account.
Yes.
I think it's in September.
Yeah.
So. Anything else? Motion to adjourn? Our next meeting will be September
I believe that's the Monday is the Labor Day.
1st, so do you want to call it September 8th? That works. Yeah, the 1st is Labor Day, so. Does the 8th work for everyone?
What
As far as
time?
I can tell, yeah. I schedule everything around this.
I know.
Works for me.
Okay. Good. All right. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. I will make that motion.
Second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Hey.
Opposed? All right, thank you everyone.
Well, when you get couldn't have told anybody, you know, 6:15. Usually I'm like,
Right.
see you at 7. 6:15 or he's still have a life.